Hey there, gorgeous. How's this day treating you? If you're coming across this might be your daily insight on tarot and oracle, life and love, what have you. But it's a general collective reading. So that being said, don't ever force these readings to fit your life. If it doesn't resonate, you can watch the show. You can always let it fall away, go about your day, what have you. But if it does, awesome. Listen with an open heart and an open mind. Let's see what you might need to know, what to look out for, what to look forward to. Let's just see. Okay, we're gonna kick this off with Rider Waite. Choice has been made, I'll take it. All right, you have all the information on the situation to make this decision. You can make it confidently, and it's a very emotional one for you too, and it's only escalating. This is positive. It's positive pressure, but it's still pressure nonetheless. So please get a grip on yourself and don't kick your own butt over this. It's so easy to get lost in anxiety. I'm fully aware of that one, and I'm not giving you crap for it, but let's keep this into perspective. This is highly intense, but positive. This is really working in your favor. We have a major divine lesson that is coming about with this, but it seems to be what is intense is actually like a breakthrough for you. So the healing hasn't started yet, but I feel like the healing is about to occur because whatever this answered prayer is, it's something that has, well, it's been very controlling, but it can't control anymore. I feel like the energy on this situation has died out, and now we're looking at, I guess we're looking at the stability of this. You are the only stable action of this. And I do see where you've held back in this one. Now you're showing all your cards, and here we go. You're not playing nice. I think that you're about to hit with some really hard truths that are going to really shatter the illusion of what somebody thought that they had over you in your life. Very interesting. The healing hasn't happened, but that's because you're on the precipice of some sort of breakthrough in your life. The breakthrough is going to clear the space so that healing can start to occur, but it's also going to clear the area all around this, whatever this is surrounding. So I actually want to look at, I want to look at the Devil card in this. That's Capricornian, and that's also obsessiveness, compulsiveness. It's very passionate. It's intense. It's intense. It feels like something that you can't get away from. Has masculine and feminine. It seems to be something that, while this has the fruit of knowledge on it, this is somebody that is bound by fear of either persecution, but also whatever knowledge, it's something that is being held over their head. And then we have this one. So whatever it is, the love is gone out of the situation. The positivity is gone. The emotion is completely played out, and there's no more messages to be had in this. Whatever it is, whatever you have been afraid of, it is long gone. It's long gone. The power behind it, the obsessive, the controlling nature of it is long gone. So now it's time to, I think that it's important that, I guess, you're emotionally or situationally alone, but also that it's important that you're alone and not having any sort of exterior influence on this, because I see that as something that has been held on to in the past, getting so much advice from so many people who really could not sympathize with the situation or couldn't put themselves anywhere near that situation. All the advice that was given about this in the past, whether it was to stick it out, ride it through, look for something better, look for a raise, what have you, It was all stuff that did nothing but stress you out. You just wanted the problem to go away, to resolve itself. But now I see that since this, the fear in this has been so long drawn out that it just eventually died. I see that you're not taking all of that into consideration anymore. You're not going to paint this illusion about how this is supposed to look. You're being very clear and direct and just factual with what this is, and you're rising above it. This is something that is getting you out of your emotional state. I don't think that while this is all emotional, the decision making that you are doing in this, it can't be that emotionally driven, because that part of your emotion has been exhausted. That's what has to recover in this one. You have to get to a place where you can feel safe and letting either some sort of emotional output like vulnerability, rest, relax, or even love, to show love to something, to be emotionally open to something, to even let that out. You have to recover and actually see what that looks like. With all the experience that you've been through, with all the fear that has been invoked in your life, with all the powerlessness that's been invoked in your life, you have to recover that and see what those images and what those the mindset of those look like after you've gone through the recovery of that. So now I want clarification on what these two mean. So I know what they mean. We have the tower moment, a lot of just completely rocking the foundation, fast moving changes, your head spinning. All of this choice and change is making everything go. So you haven't been showing all your cards in this, because if you did, then whatever else was involved in this would have just completely tried to take it away from you, exploited it, somehow undermined it. They really knew how to play on your emotions with this, but I'm seeing that now you knew not to give them everything that they had tried to get out of you in this. So now it's a point of, all right, not holding back anymore. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And that is not what anybody expected in this. So, very cool. Huge leap into something. Massive leap. All right, come on, out with it. What do you need? Yes. This is great. The fact that everything is being catapulted into the air. Hello, new journey. You have no idea where all of this is going, and you don't even care where it is, as long as it's not going to wherever that shiesty show of a road was going in the past. This is going to open a lot of doors for you. I sincerely love this. Look. Lightning is striking. That is divine inspiration, divine hit. You're like, okay, I'm taking the leap. Look, hold on. If I were to put this, Spirit just shocked it in the butt. I know that's so childish of me. Deal with it. So this is all a huge catapult into something truly amazing, a whole new cycle, whole new investment coming in. So let's see what you need to be on the lookout for. What potholes do you need to watch out for? Constant state of running. Don't be afraid to get settled in someplace new. It's not going to stop you from growing or changing or evolving, but constantly changing the horizon, always thinking that bigger, better, faster, stronger is always out there. You're chasing something that doesn't exist. What you're stepping into is going to be something that you can really foster and take care of, but it's not going to be something that you just cut and run from. I see this having a lot of substance. I see that you're finally making your voice heard, and it's not overpowering others. So when you assert yourself, when you're not used to that, it just feels like you're being domineering, and it feels like it's off-putting, and it's not. These are actually healthy boundaries that you have. So then we have this. So the Ace of Wands in reverse is, this is actually a trauma response. You know, when you are fully engaged in something and you're putting in all that hard work, and then just suddenly it loses its luster and you're like, I'm done. That's actually a trauma response. I'm not a doctor, I'm not diagnosing anybody with this one, but I see that this is, don't let yourself just do the response of just completely unplugging and ghosting this situation. Don't do that. You're having your voice be heard. Your voice does matter. Your mind is going to create a survival tactic that kept it safe in the past to just be like, I no longer want this. No, you really do. You do want this. You do want these changes. You do want the grass that is greener. You do want your voice to be heard. You do want this passionate new beginning. But your head is going to be like, this isn't safe, dude. We haven't been here before. Do you really want to be on high alert? All right, so the reason behind that is you would be exhausted to fight again. You don't want to have to keep fighting to have something heard. That's your old mindset and paradigm telling you the old story when you're in a new situation. It's a huge desperation to keep you safe. I mean, you did it for so long, and really it's what got you to this point. It would be a very important and productive and nurturing thing for you. And when you're facing that stagnance, when you're facing that fear or that desire to just unplug and run, like it's losing its luster or something, like, okay, I don't want this. Instead of running, sit with yourself and try and talk, actually have a conversation, internal monologue, or even outwardly, I don't care. Talk with yourself about why this is happening. Okay, so when did this happen in the past? When were you making some serious headway and it was completely taken out of your control? It's important because this is a cycle that your psyche or your body is recognizing something that where this has been similar in the past, and it's like, all right, keep an eye out. We might have to go back. Recognize where you are now from where you were at that other time where it fell through, and remind yourself that that situation is not reoccurring right now. You're going to have to do a lot of self prep in this, but you're going to feel probably silly in doing that at sometimes, but it's absolutely necessary to break that old paradigm and habit. It's not going to keep you safe anymore. There's nothing to keep you safe from. It's just at this point holding you back. So this is what you need to watch out for. All right, so what's the remedy for that, Spirit? I'm feeling, hold on. I'm feeling messages from your angels in this, so hang on. All right, this is going to involve getting into the youthful version of yourself. You have to approach yourself with love and kindness, whatever you did not experience at those other times. Approach yourself in the way that you needed to be approached then, not the way that you were approached, because I feel like you were greeted with anything but love and compassion. I think that this was very systematic. I think that it was very conditioning. It was a different time then, and you were in a pretty pressurized situation, toxic even. So this, how to get through this is talk to your child. Talk to your child, your internal child. This might involve for some of you your actual physical children, biological or not. I do not care, whatever you are a caregiver to. So this, I really feel like for a lot of you, this is going to be about talking to your inner child in a calm, compassionate way. Be that adult caregiver that you needed at that time. So look deeper into this situation. You're not going to move forward until you do this, because that kid in you is terrified. It's terrified of ridicule. It's terrified of being made fun of. It's terrified of being hurt. It's terrified. You had kept that version of yourself safe. You had kept it safe from everybody else. And I think I said this in a reading before this, either that or this reading. That wall of protection became a fortress. Now that kid is dying to come out and is dying to know that it's going to be okay. And you have to assess the situation and see where, you know, this kid can come out, because it's going to help you. This is going to bring out that curiosity, the explorer, the world of possibilities. You have a gift for working with young people. Your divine purpose involves teaching and parenting children. It is time for you to be that parental figure that you needed. I'm not saying that you had horrible parents. Some people had really horrible upbringings, parents, guardians, what have you. Some had really amazing ones. I'm not here to judge any of that. I'm here to tell you it's time to reprogram and reparent that beautiful internal child that you carry with the parent that it needed and craved and was calling out for at the time. It's going to be a lot for you to really step outside of yourself with that one, because I get what that is like, the frustration that can go with it. But you need love. You need love from you. You need that love to know that you are okay to grow. So, what you have to look forward to following that. The rain's picking up. Oh my God. Admit your true feelings to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. Only you know the true you. Sometimes we have a hard time figuring out what our true emotions are and putting words to them, but it doesn't mean that you don't know them or that you don't feel them. Find the words to describe it. You'll get help in finding the words, but it's not going to be conditioning whatever the feelings that you are having. What you are feeling is not wrong or right. It is honest, and it is what needs to come out right now. Don't stuff it away. Don't judge it. Judgment was not helping you at any point in time in this one. So why don't you let it come to the surface, judgment-free, embrace it, and be compassionate towards it. More anything else, and be compassionate towards yourself on this. So you do have feelings. You do have feelings of hurt, fear, love, excitement, everything under the sun. Admit what is coming about as you are addressing that version of yourself coming into the now and all the changes that you need to have. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay to feel excited. It's okay to hope and dream for how tomorrow is going to look. But you have to admit that you have them. You're not an illusion. Easy does it. What did I tell you on the judgment? Stop trying hard to control everything, and all doors will open for you. It's not a point of what you allow continuing. It's allowing yourself to rise to the surface and allowing yourself to be transmuted into something that is going to, I guess, ascend, open doors, become the person that you have been becoming, the evolution of yourself, the changes of yourself. And then we have one more in here. Affirmations. Affirmations are kind of tricky, if you ask me, because there's so many of them. You can have pre-written ones as long as it rings true with you, but in order for an affirmation to feel real and raw, I really recommend that you sit with yourself and write an affirmation that is coming from your core, your words, and not something on the outside. What does it mean to be you? Who are you? What are you becoming? And what are you aspiring to? What are your words? This is something that I want you to really be caring about with yourself. Put yourself on that pedestal, as ridiculous as you may feel with it, because I know that that's going to be a challenge for a lot of you. I really want you to see yourself as this really worthy, even borderline arrogant personality, because you kind of deserve this. You deserve this light. Okay. If you follow this advice, the likely results in this is judgment and let's see, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse next to Justice in reverse. You're breaking out of unstable territories and creating a new path that is going to yield success. And then we have the Sun, and I saw the Three of Swords too. What's slowing down is what the stressors were, and you're taking an entirely new path that is going to let the old life, you're walking away from an old life and an old path that was probably not going to be fulfilling to you. And now you're going to learn what a new life is going to look like for you. It's going to be a very teachable time, and it's going to require your focus. Your life is going to be more engaged, and it's going to be probably even more inspirational for you. It's an entirely different path, but it was one of your choices. Now that work is going to be done towards that. But also I want you to keep in mind that just because you're walking away from an old path doesn't mean that all is lost. There's a lot of experience and a lot of tools and a lot of self-awareness that was brought upon that life path that is going to be infused into this. This is going to be good, successful, and it's going to take focus. It's going to take your hard work, and it is worth it. Let what's not meant for you fall away. That is a major challenge in here. Coming to grips with that. That's where you have to really coach your inner child on that one, because it's going to freak out trying to hold on to everything. If you have questions about booking your own individual session because your storyline is more detailed, in-depth, and intense, go ahead and reach out on the email address or find me on the social platforms and DM me. I do look forward to hearing from you. I do hope that this finds you well. And until next time, stay safe, have fun, and just know that you're greatly loved and appreciated. Bye for now. Hey, gorgeous. If you're coming across this, you need a message from, what is this deck? The Starseed Oracle. I haven't used this deck in forever. It was gifted to me from a really amazing woman named Teresa. And I haven't been drawn to use it, and I'm being drawn to use it right now. What do we need to know? So cool. All right, too many cards, Spirit. Please, for the love of God, one or two. All right, listen with an open heart and an open mind. What do you need to know? You ready? Fall into my arms. We, the Hathors, the golden children, surrender holding the opposite extremes of life, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal, inner child tenderness, innocence, and rare gift. You've been through it all, haven't you? Now it's time to heal and recover and come through this portal of rebirth. Reclaim that child that you feel like you lost inside of you, the one that you have been protecting and holding on to for God knows how long. That safety that you protected that child in at some point became a cage, and it's time for you to let that beautiful child out and let it experience the gift of life and the gifts that it carries. It is so incredibly loved, not only by you, but by life itself. So let's see what you can do in bringing this beautiful child of you out. Let life happen. I know that you've been brought through the ringer, but it is safe for that inner child to come out. I do hope that made sense. If you're coming across this, chances are we need wisdom of the oracle. It's time to jump in, isn't it? What do you need to know? As I'm recording this, Hurricane Henry is starting to pick up on rain again, so if I lose power, if I lose power. It picked up power while it was in the Atlantic. Should be dying down, well, as it hits land, but still. New York, we haven't had a direct hit, from what I understand, since the 80s. Okay, enough about the weather. Who talks about the weather, honestly? Weatherman. I'm not a weatherman. Or a weather person. Shut up, you know what I mean. There's nothing more for you to give. You are blocking the flow of abundance in your life by constantly being in a state of giving. You have to see how deserving you are and let life present you with a gift. It's time for you to connect to source and spirit and actually be in the state of allowance. Allow this to happen. Allow change to happen without you prompting it. You've done enough prompting in this. It's time for you to come alive. And look, you're going to have help. You're going to need support in getting through this, because I think that you're a lot more comfortable in being the giver. It's a lot more safe for you. You can gauge it. You can control it. You can't control all the gifts that come your way, but if you put yourself in alignment with what you want to receive, that'll be the gift that you are being open to. But constantly giving is not going to get you what you want. If you're coming across this, chances are you need a spirit message. Listen with an open heart and an open mind. You can't be in denial anymore. The spotlight is being shown right on you. You can't blind yourself from what you don't want to see. It's there and it's present. And it's time for you to get help in this situation. There's no use denying it, what's going on either with your body, your mind, or your life. Let's look at the elephant in the room and address it so that we can actually make these changes accordingly. This is going to call for divine creativity. It's broken down enough. It's singing its own tune. You have to do your dance in this one. It's not a matter of you painting it how you want to paint it. It's a matter of painting it how it is and then changing the direction, changing even the palette of which you're painting on. This, it seems to be once you address this, then that's when the actual substance can all be altered in here. I feel like the treasure is at hand, but first something needs to come up right now. So whatever this is, please just learn how to dance with your discomfort on it. Final card on this is the decision. It's time for you to make a decision on which direction you're going to go with this one. It's all connected, but one path is going upstream while the other one is going downstream. Allow yourself to be in the flow state and go down towards the stream you need to go down. Stay safe, have fun. Hey, if you're coming across this, something needs to heal. Would you start talking to spirit again? Like pray? Go into the environment in which you feel most open to do it. You need to reconnect to source and spirit because it's communicating back to you, but for some reason, you're not getting the message for just God knows why. There's so many distractions around you. There's so many micromanaging aspects of this. Like, all right, I want an owl, not a picture of an owl. I want a real owl. Well, I can't get you that owl because, well, you are in a place where they are pretty scarce. You're in the city. But allow for the message to come through. You are not delusional. You know, you're getting your sign. You're getting your synchronicity. Please connect to source rather than add a sign upon a sign upon a sign upon a sign, because eventually it's going to get in your face and just start screaming at you. Your situation will change, but you have to co-create with spirit and actually work with spirit and tell spirit what you do want. Something is at hand here, something very new and fragile. What archetype are you working with, or what shadow work is coming about right now? Let's see. Shadow work of the engineer. Listen, you can't fix everything that is broken. It is not yours to fix. You cannot fix broken people. You cannot fix broken things. These are all things that okay, well, the broken things, unless you are an actual mechanic. However, it is not your job to fix everybody. They have to want to fix themselves. They have to want to change. They have to want to live this life. So this is relying on a mechanical solution without regard for emotional consequence. Are you stepping over on boundaries, trying to do the good thing, trying to do what is thought to be best, or are people trying to do that in your life? That is something that needs to be stopped right now, because this is creating karma and a karmic debt that you don't need to pay off. So this, look at it for what it is and see what is your actual authentic responsibility in it. You have to focus on yourself is really what this is saying. So I hope that that made sense. Stay safe, have fun.